how's it going? I'm back. I got better lighting. Not great lighting, but better. In today's episode, I'm going to be covering 6 tips for beginner copywriters. These are 6 things that really everyone should know, but if you are a beginner, you really need to know them. Not knowing them could be hazardous to your health, mental, physical, and otherwise. So if you are trying to get a quick hit list of super helpful tips that will make a massive difference in the next year for you as a beginner copywriter, this is the episode for you. Don't go anywhere. This episode is sponsored by Copy AI, a toolkit that helps writers, marketers, and freelancers skip writer's block completely and quickly create first draft copy for themselves and their clients. If you'd like to get a 30-day free trial, head on over to copy.ai/Jacob. Okay, starting with number 1, this is very near and dear to my heart. There are no secrets in copywriting, okay? Copywriting is a well-established profession that has been operated in for years. When we talk about resources for learning the skills and the trade of copywriting, there is so much information out there, it will blow your mind. From books to blog posts to emails to courses, you name it, you can find it. There are no secrets, okay? So if anyone tells you, hey, you need to buy this specific resource to learn copywriting, they are lying to you. This is coming from someone who actively sells a copywriting course. Okay, you do not need to spend a single dollar to learn copywriting. The primary goal of a worthwhile course is simply to help you move faster. There are no secrets. You can get everything you need to start writing actual deliverables for clients from the free content at my website alone. Okay, we're talking over 200,000 words of free content, a free email course, tons of resources, over 50 videos and podcasts. You do not need to spend $1 to learn copywriting, and anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you. Moving on to tip number 2, focus on the fundamentals. I'm going to include a link under this video to my guide to the fundamentals of copywriting, but what copywriting essentially comes down to is understand who you're talking to, understand what you want them to do, and deliver your message clearly and as succinctly as possible. Don't worry about persuasive writing techniques. Don't worry about trying to emulate random ads or incorporate random tips from every article or video you find. Focus on the fundamentals. Whether you are a brand new beginner or have been doing this for 40 years, 80 to 90% of the results of your copywriting will always come from doing the fundamentals well. Everything else is a bonus, and you can get to that down the road after you've mastered the fundamentals. So focus on the basics. Don't get caught up in the cult of persuasion and persuasive storytelling. There's validity to it, but it is so overblown. Master the fundamentals first. And the best way to do that leads us to tip number 3, which is start with one deliverable. And what I mean here is pick one type of copywriting, learn how to write that deliverable from beginning to end, and apply the fundamentals that you've learned to this deliverable first. And then once you understand that, once you really have a grasp of how to create that deliverable, then you can move on to another one. Then you can learn another type of copywriting. This takes us to tip number 4, which is you need to be writing, not memorizing. So many new copywriters spend so much time reading and memorizing. I've even seen some of my competitor brands promote this idea of hand copying sales letters as a way to learn copywriting. Now, why would you hand copy someone else's letter instead of writing one of your own? I don't know. If you want to learn how to write copy, you have to write copy. Why do I have to say this? Just write the damn copy. And speaking of writing, moving on to tip number 5, write for actual businesses. Practice writing is better than reading, but not by a whole lot. If you want to really learn how to write copy, you need to be writing for real businesses. You need to be writing real deliverables for real companies. And that means reaching out and pitching yourself into gigs before you even feel like you understand how to write copy. I promise you, if you do this, if you put yourself out there, if you start promoting yourself as a copywriter, even before you really understand how to write copy, you are going to learn 10 to 100 times faster than if you just sit there reading my blog posts and doing practice sessions, on your computer for dummy companies. I know it's uncomfortable, but here's the thing you have to understand. Whether you spend a month reading blog posts to learn copywriting or invest a whole year and purchase 5 different courses, your initial writing is going to be trash. Nobody starts out good at copywriting. And whether you do a month of research or a year of research, it doesn't matter. Your initial writing is going to be terrible. But here's the positive catch. If you can take an idea and turn it from thoughts into words relatively accurately, you are going to create better copy than the average business owner. Yes, even though the copywriting you will make at the beginning will still be trash, it will be less trash than the average business owner. Because the average business owner can't even take the thoughts in their own head and turn those comfortably into written words. It's just not something that the average person is good at. So if you can come in as someone who is comfortable taking thoughts and turning them into written words, well then you already have a valuable service, even though your copywriting skills are still going to be incredibly weak. But the sooner you can start working with real business owners, real companies, to take those ideas and put them into copywriting, the faster you are going to get better. And that's why I don't want you waiting 3, 6, 9, 12 months to start writing copy. I want you doing it now. I want you to immediately take that one deliverable we talked about, practice writing a piece for a fake or dummy company 1 or 2 times, then immediately after that you should be starting to pitch real clients. If you buy my premium course, that's what I'm going to have you do. If you don't buy my premium course, that's what I'm going to have you do. It's the exact same. So there is no escaping this process. If you are looking to learn copywriting, work on real projects with real companies, and you will learn 10 times faster. And finally, tip number 6, never, ever, 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 ever write from scratch. I don't care whether it is your first day copywriting or your 7,000th day copywriting. You should not be writing from scratch. I have been writing copy for 10 years. I have brought in several 7 figures worth of revenue through the copy that I have written, whether for myself or for clients. And when I'm going to write a piece of copy, the very first thing I do is look for a selection of the most relevant examples that I can find and begin my process by looking at what they're doing. I reverse engineer their approach. I look for a relevant copywriting framework that can help me in creating my own copy. I look at the challenges and pain points that they're addressing, the benefits that they're promoting, the audience that they seem to be targeting. I'm always looking at what other people have done because that is free ammunition to help me do a better job. And if I'm not writing from scratch, you sure as hell shouldn't be. So get out of the idea that you just need to be coming up with magic from scratch when you're writing copy. That's not how copywriting works. Copywriting is more of a science than an art. And like I said before, it always comes back to the fundamentals, which is just understanding who you're talking to, what you want them to do, and making the message, the offer, very clear. So I hope you found these tips helpful, and I hope they've demystified copywriting a little bit for you. This is not some super secretive, cultish world where people are, putting together magic behind the scenes, and the only way to figure out what they're doing is to get on the in crowd and see the secret behind the scene results. Copywriting is very straightforward. Anyone who's willing to put the effort in can learn how to do it, and even do it at a high level. So if you've decided to pursue this skill set, good for you. Excited for what the future holds. If you are an intermediate or advanced copywriter and you have some tips that you think would have been really helpful for you as a beginner, go ahead and drop them in the comments, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.